Good evening. We're joined by the head coach of the U.S. men's national team, Mauricio Pochettino. For those in the room, please raise your hand if you have a question and state your name and affiliation. Just as we get started, with the win, the U.S. is now unbeaten in its last 3 matches against World Cup qualified teams. The win tonight ends a 12-match unbeaten run for Australia dating back to March 21st, 2024. We'll begin with questions, and we'll start.
Oh, yeah, the mic is bad. Yeah.
The mic's not working?
Yeah.
Okay, we can hear you.
Henry Washington from The Athletic. I guess just to start, is there any update on Christian Pulisic? What exactly was the injury?
I think he feels something in his hamstring, but tomorrow he will fly to Italy. Or tonight we will assess, and we'll see. We cannot say nothing at the moment.
Jeff.
You said over and over again that there are no guaranteed spots, but how gratifying is it to see Haji Wright come in and really stake his claim to a spot when he hasn't had any opportunity?
That is what we expect when you give the opportunity to the player. No, I think that is a good news to have players that can compete for the spot in the World Cup. I think every time that we can have the possibility to provide the player that maybe they didn't play too much in the last year with us, I think that is an important thing, is to say, I am here and I want to play, I want to be part of this team, and with performance like this, I think is for sure, no, a player that perform like today, Haji, can be close. It's possible, to be involved.
Steve, to your right.
Mauricio, now that this window is closing, what are your initial thoughts on what you were able to accomplish over these 9 days in 2 matches?
I think it's important always to assess things in an individual way and in a collective way. I think today and the game again, Friday against Ecuador, I think both games was the possibility to see different combination player playing together. Today was a team that some players never played together. Yes, that is priceless for us. I think it's important. We still long time to the World Cup, and I think we can assess it, and it's open. It's open for every single USA player that is playing here or outside of this country. I think we need to feel that, have the possibility, like today, James Son, or can be in next camp another player. But I think it's important. They need to feel the confidence, the trust on us, and when they come, it's because we are going to provide the possibility to play and show the quality. Of course, that always is the disadvantage of that you need to put all the players together and to create this possibility to know better, because after that relationship on the field is really important. But I think we have time to decide, and I think this type of roster, I think, provide the possibility to see the combination, see and assess in an individual way, to be right after when you need to decide the 26 player, in next summer, to be sure that which type of profile of characteristics you need, because not only you need good players, but also you need good teammates, good people that can be, and put the interest of the national league, our national team, than your own interest. And that is important to see all the behavior, the situation when you are playing well, when you are not playing well. This type of thing, we take note, and then of course that we are going to put in the table when we will decide, the roster.
We'll do Ryan straight back, and then Doug.
Thank you. Mauricio, so much of the talk about Christian Roldan are the things that he brings off the field, the leadership, the relationships, everything like that. But you look at the performance today, and this was an example of the things he does on the field. Even outside of the assists, how important was he in taking control of the game, particularly in that first half when you guys were down and kind of needed someone to kind of help get that control back?
Is what we need. And then we need player with confidence, with self-belief, with a little bit arrogance, with a little bit, being naughty, being competitive, And maybe Christian Roldan is example of, how if you want to build your perfect player, he has a little bit of everything. It's true that playing in a position that maybe is not a striker that should score goals or is not a central back, but is a midfielder. That balance on and off the field is what we find. I don't say that it's going to be in the next roster or it's going to be in the World Cup, but I think at the moment or so far after last camp and now, it's a player that we wanted to give the opportunity. We gave the opportunity, and look what is going on. Sometimes people, for different reasons, no, and I understand, no. Sometimes say no, but Pochettino need to be focused more in a group of players and give the possibility to play and not be together. But I think if you look backward, I think it's not a group of players, like I don't know. If you say Argentina, that it came from a period that won in 2022 or the World Cup, okay, maybe you can say, okay, maybe 20 players. They know that they're already going to be if nothing wrong happen, but it's not the case. We need to build a team that is completely different thing that when you have already, 20, 22 players that you know very well that they are going to, because already they show the quality and the capacity to compete, but that is complete new. That is why when I said when they, it's not only to think in 2026, it's to think after. For us, is to work for the World Cup, but also thinking in after. Being here or not being here, because I think it's our responsibility to create some legacy or to try to create some core of player, that behave in the same way and feel in the same way, respect the values, that we were talking about culture and everything. And after 2026, another period of 4 years, to maybe to have this core of player that they can arrive in the next in 2030 in a different situation that was this World Cup.
Doug.
Mauricio, it's the first time the team has come back to win after going down.
Yes.
Since you've been here. How important is that, internally for the group to know that they will be there?
Yeah, but that is no coincidence. It's no coincidence. The good and the not so good. And it's not a coincidence to have this capacity, to believe, to really to say, no, we need to trust in ourselves. That is in our, mind, in our brain, in our heart. It's in our blood. I think this type of thing that sometimes it's difficult, to explain how that magic happened, but this is about to work every day. Every time that we work together is to put the seed and start to to be very consistent in our decision, in the way that we communicate, and in how the message arrive to the team, to the staff, to everyone. And I think when that start to grow inside to the team, I think that is why this type of thing start to happen, and for sure more positive thing will happen. And now we are focused in the next two games. They are going to be very difficult, like Ecuador and Australia, Paraguay and Uruguay. They are two very good teams, very competitive, and I think they are going to help us to continue growing.
Paul.
Mauricio, sorry. 2 questions. First, Malik didn't dress today. Any update on him?
Yeah, because he feel something yesterday. Yes, we didn't want to take any risk. Hope that it's not a big issue, and see if can be again, playing in his club.
Where did he feel?
He feels something like I don't know how to explain. It was like a cramp, like in behind yesterday. It's true that it's another thing that is not criticized. I'm going to put in the table. I think when you are during 10 days in training, like was in Austin, in between 30 and 35 degrees. It was really hot. And then you come to Denver and the altitude, and it's really, really cold, as you saw yesterday in training. That is, I think, is a thing that is a massive risk. I don't want to say that Christian or Malik, they feel something, but I think was really tough for the player, to prepare the game and then to play. We are really sad about this situation, because I think it's difficult not to change, because I think we're 20 degree, the difference and the gap, and that how can affect your body and everything, and that is difficult. But yes, that is a thing that we need to fix for the future. When we come from Europe, because half squad, and how can affect if play, if they don't play, because why don't play, if you train, if you don't train, if you rest. It's always this type of situation that the factor that can have an influence on this type of situation.
Okay, Jonathan?
Freeze started the goal again tonight.
Yes.
What did you think of his performance tonight, and how do you judge the other goalkeepers and what you want to see from them? If perhaps for good reasons, one player is getting all the game minutes, what's your philosophy? If one player is getting all the game minutes, how else do you judge the other goalkeepers? Do you want to see them playing game minutes down the road?
Yes, I think it's too many circumstances happen, and I think we decide to play with Matt Freeze 2 games. For sure, some reasoning behind, but we are so happy with the keepers. I think the situation is not easy today, but I think we try to provide game time to the player in the right moment. I think in the future, for sure, Matt Turner or Chris or Brady or Patrick or Zach or Klinsmann or Celentano, for sure that they are in our also our young keeper that is in Barcelona. They are all in our radar, and plenty of another. That for sure now, next month, maybe will be the possibility to provide maybe another keeper the possibility to play. We really know now Matt what can provide to the team and to us. We already check and test him that he can perform, and also when I write the World Cup, I think we need to provide also different keepers the possibility to play and feel how they can perform and how they are going to be on the field.
In the back.
Mauricio, you kind of touched on it, but how beneficial was it to learn about your team in this atmosphere with the altitude? You mentioned how they were struggling during training. How good was it to be in Denver, up high, cold weather, different conditions, to learn more about your team?
Yeah, for me, more than learn is to put in risk our player. I think that was my. I know that maybe it's going to be the headline. I don't want that can be a headline. I think we were so happy in Denver. We really enjoyed. The fans amazing. Only that is my responsibility, like a coach, and also it's not to say nothing wrong, but yes, to justify sometime. I think in different conditions, I believe that we for sure our performance was good, but for sure we can improve our performance in different. If we played 2 games in different circumstances, I think the team was ready to perform much better than perform today. I am happy, yes. We defeated a team that was 12 games in a row without defeat, yes. But I think I am not satisfied with the satisfaction, or I am pleased, but I wanted more. I wanted to see more. I wanted to perform better. I wanted to see individual player doing better. But that is in my, competitive, blood, because always I want to win, but I want to play better. I want to play better. It's a thing that we need to improve. We cannot concede the goal that we concede. No, when you arrive to the World Cup, you cannot concede this type of goal. If you say to me, I am happy now, of course, I am very happy, and we need to give the credit. But in the same time, we need to see this type of scene, because after in the World Cup, if you start the game in the way that you start and we concede a goal like this, and then it's difficult to have another chance. But I think overall, I am so happy.
Last one, Pardeep.
Just touching off of that, you said that there are certain areas of improvement. What areas of improvement would you like to see at least next time the team gets together in November?
Always difficult question. Today, team play with back. No, I think in my opinion, I think in all the areas we need to improve. One of that we need to improve is to try to 90 minutes to be aggressive and to, and to show more, be more solid, in the way that I think we start the game thinking too much. When you are in the pitch and you think too much, you stop to play in a natural way, and always it's late. You move the ball so slow. When you want to press, you arrive late. And then when we concede, it's like, okay, now big relief. It's not anymore the pressure. We need to start to play. And I think the team start to play more freedom. And then we score a fantastic goal and we equalize. And then the second half, we concede few action from the beginning, but at the end, always the game was under our control. But I think, yes, to improve and to, to try to dominate in better way, the game, and that is something that we need to improve.
Thanks, Mauricio.
Thank you. Thank you so much. See you next month.
So far, I've got Freeze, Wright, and Roldan. Two more.
Sands and Richards?
Sands and Richards? Okay.
Oh, sorry. First tackle.